Hey, welcome to Brotherhood Coaching Show. This week's episode is going to be all about egos in the firehouse. Something I've talked about in casual conversations with some friends is the one thing that really makes us good at this job is also a hindrance, and that tends to be the egos. If there is attitude issues, behavior problems, people say toxic bosses or disgruntled workers, a lot of it revolves around the ego. It's not 100%, but there's a lot that goes with that. And when you can recognize that and you can get over your own ego with things, because you can't make someone else get over theirs, you can only get over your own. You can really open up the options, and things can get a lot better. But a lot of times we don't recognize that, and that tends when we kind of go to blows and a headbutt, and things get worse because the ego's involved. So if you feel that there's an item that is beneath you, maybe your rank, or you don't have time for, there's a good sign. That's your ego kicking up. If you have said the words, "It's not my job to do that," that's your ego. All right. Poor leadership actually stems from some ego issues. No one person is greater than a team. You need everybody in that group because everyone brings a different strength and different perspective of what's going on, and that's how things actually get better. Because when teams take ownership of issues get solved. It can't always be the one person because we all see things a little bit different, and we're all going to miss some stuff, all right? I'm lucky to have a great crew that we all look after each other, and we call each other out when the time is needed, and it works, all right? You need to delegate the needs to let the person see the task to completion. If you're utilizing your team, you can't just be like, well, do all the work and then I'll make the decision. No. Delegation, if you're going to use your team, you give it all to them. Hey, here's all the tools you need. Here, if it's purchasing, here's your credit card, whatever it is, handle it, see it through. You got this, all right? I'm letting you know that the change is not impossible. All right, change happens when you do things differently. If you're doing the same thing, you're going to get the same results. So if you're sitting there saying, hey, we got a new company officer, or we got a new battalion chief, or a chief, or we got a new guy, nothing's changed. That's because you're doing the same thing. It's easy to say, hard to understand at times. So if you want to get a different result, a different action must take place. Start testing. Do different things. When I say test, I mean you're going to trial and error some stuff. Hey, we're going to try this. We're going to try doing roll call every morning to kind of get everyone organized right away. We're going to do this for a while and see how things work out. Did it get better? Did it get worse? Just like at the fire scene. Hey, let's try this tactic right now. Hey, are things getting better or are they getting worse? That's it. All right? So, next action. If you have an ego boss, you need to kill him with kindness. Flank them for success, because if you go head on, you're just going to butt heads, and it's kind of like going to work and just hitting your head against the wall, thinking something's going to change. No, you need to kill people with kindness because there's something triggering them. You can't make them come over their own ego, but you can be nice to people, because when you're nice to people, people tend to be nice back. And I say flank for a sec, don't go head on. Build that relationship with that person, and it'll make things better. If you have an ego worker that's underneath you or you're supervising, appeal to their strengths. Find out something that they're either passionate about or they're really good at, and give them ownership. You give them ownership by giving them a responsibility to solve the issue that's going on. Kind of give them a little bit extra responsibility with it, and people tend to thrive with that. People want to produce a team. People want to be an asset to their crew. And too often we maybe don't allow that to happen or give them that ability and say, hey, we're just going to worry about menial tasks all day. People want to get satisfaction. Our job's all about satisfaction. Why certain calls you might not like is because you're probably not getting satisfied by what you're overcoming at it. Maybe it's a stub toe you're going on. You're like, hey, was this really emergency? Or that fire alarm that's always going on. When those monotonous calls tend to drive you down, where you don't feel that way when you deliver a baby or have a cardiac arrest save or fight a structure fire or car fire, whatever it is. So pick that big thing that person's strong at and give them the responsibility. It's going to help out. So do me a favor, if you got something out of this, share it on up with somebody else, and I will talk to you next week.